Hey y'all, it's Heel Heat time.
Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and this is our TNA show for the week. First off, we're going to start off with the so-so segments. The stuff that was not bad, not good, it was just there. And we're going to talk about the first thing. Bobby Roode calling out Lashley, only to get MVP and Kenny King. I've said it before, this exact scenario has happened way too much. It's becoming passe. First couple times it was cool. You got good talkers in there. But I don't want to see the same thing over and over and over and over again. So therefore I've lost interest in it. Now coming off of that, we're going to go right into our question of the week. Question of the week from last week was, who is the best tag team in the world right now? We have some answers here from our friends. First is from Silver84. I would have to say the Wolves have been the most impressive tag team every time they have a match. No matter who it is they face, they always put on a really good, entertaining match. Next is from Joseph Hatcher. My favorite tag team is a tie between the Young Bucks and the Wolves because they are high flyers and very talented. And also the Wolves have brought it to the Dudleys and the Hardys and showed what they could do. I hope both the Young Bucks and the Wolves come to WWE someday and they properly use them. And last but not least, from our friend Offspring Al, my favorite tag team right now is Goldust and Stardust. I love their crazy promos and I've been a fan of Goldust since the late 90s. How he performs to the standard he does at his age is awesome. Some great selections there. Hard to argue with any of the three tag teams that were mentioned, but I'm going to try. Because my opinion, the Young Bucks are very, very, very good. They probably would be my second pick. I think the number one tag team in all of wrestling, personally, is Red Dragon. Mostly out of Ring of Honor. I think they're just great. I think their timing is impeccable. Their skills are pretty much top notch. I mean, to me, they have everything that a great tag team would need. Also, a shout out to Worst Case Scenario, probably the number 3 tag team in the world. If you don't know who they are, look them up. They're an independent tag team. They wrestle mostly out of the North Carolina area. It's Elijah Evans, the third or fourth. I'm sorry, Elijah, if you're watching. I forget which one it was. I believe it's the fourth. Elijah Evans the fourth and Ethan Case, managed by the Tommy Thomas. Probably the best set of tag team and manager combination that I've seen in a very long time. Very reminiscent of the Midnight Express. Not the same, just the vibe is very reminiscent. The Tommy Thomas, one of the great managers out there. I'm dumbfounded how this tag team and this manager haven't moved up the rankings quicker than they already are. But if you get a chance, look them up. Worst Case Scenario, they're just as good. In my top 5, definitely tag teams out there in the world. I put them, the Young Bucks, Red Dragon, the Wolves, and hard to say who I'd put in the 5th, to be honest with you. Maybe the Dust Brothers, maybe the Usos, but definitely, see, even that, they're in my top 4. Check them out. Worst Case Scenario. You will not be disappointed. Google them, YouTube them. They wrestle mainly for a company called PWX, which actually has an iPhone app that you could get. It looks, and you're probably not ever going to see it on my phone. If you see the bottom left-hand corner here, that's what the app looks like. It's called PWX Pro Wrestling. It shows videos on there, a lot of matches they have on there. Great tag team. that's my plug for them guys that are awesome. Now we're going to move to our question of the week for next week. As you can see, I'm wearing a Taz shirt. Well, there's a reason. Yes, I'm a Taz fan. That's one of the reasons. And also, the day that this is being recorded happens to be Taz's birthday. So happy birthday, champ, if you are watching this. Big fan of yours. Great guy. Great world champion for ECW. Just a great wrestler all around. So happy birthday, Taz. Which will lead us into the question of the week for this week. What is your favorite Taz memory? Could be a commentating memory. Could be a wrestling memory. Could be anything. Let us know what you think. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on Twitter. Put it down where? Down there in the comments. Now moving right along to the good segments of the night. If you notice, no bad portion. TNA continuing to put out a quality product. We have a three-way match for the #1 contender after Bound for Glory for the Knockouts title. We have Angelina Love versus Taryn Terrell versus Madison Rayne. Madison picks up the win in a very good match. Afterwards, Havoc comes down to the ring, destroys Taryn Terrell. Madison walks away looking very scared. Great way to pump up Havoc, one of your new stars of the division. Absolute, in my opinion, just an absolute amazing talent. I think the Knockouts division is so great right now. They got such great talent there. And I think a lot of good things are coming out of it. Next up, we have James Storm and the Great Sonata versus Loki and Tigre Uno. Storm and Sonata pick up the win. I didn't expect Loki or Tigre to come in and win this one, just basically because they're a hodgepodge team against a team that's being built to be in one of the main events at Bound for Glory. Storm and Sonata, and also one of the big angles going to Bound for Glory. Impressive match, good fun wrestling. I enjoyed every bit of it. Next up, we have Samuel Shaw, who we find out before the match from Gunner has challenged Bram to a hardcore match. Now, Samuel Shaw takes off his shirt and tells Gunner that he's got tattoos on his arms because of Gunner wanting to be like him. Kind of Freudian slip there. I think it's kind of what they're going for, is he's kind of got a homosexual crush on Gunner. I don't know. I don't know what they're going for. I think that's what they're going for, but who knows? Either way, we all have seen Samuel Shaw before. If we can remember back to Gut Check, he had those tattoos before this whole Gunner angle, so kind of weird that they would say he just got them, even though we could go back in their history and see him with them. But anywho, I digress. Goes in the ring, puts on a great hardcore match, him and Bram. Bram is tailor-made for the hardcore division. His intensity, his attitude, everything about him is perfect for it. Bram picks up the win. Samuel Shaw held his part. I think these are personally, in my opinion, two of the most interesting characters on the show. I think they're two of the guys you could build your future on as a company. After the match, we see Brittany come out, and she goes over and starts hugging Samuel Shaw, picking him up off the mat, and we kind of see her being obsessed with Samuel, who's obsessed with Gunner. So we have a weird little triangle that's developing. Speaking of triangle, we have what was set up in the beginning of the night, Bobby Roode versus MVP and King. If he can eliminate both MVP and King by pinfall or submission, he will get a championship match against Lashley. If not, he will never get a championship match again. Roode eliminates MVP, starts working over King. Lashley comes out, causes a disqualification. Therefore, Roode doesn't pin or submit Kenny King. The trio thinks they got over until Kurt Angle tells them otherwise. I thought it was good. Again, like I said, this feud is interesting. The only problem I have was the beginning of the show is the same thing we've seen several times over and over again. The call out followed by MVP and King. Sorry, the notes from the question of the week have been flying around the room. Sorry about that, folks. Just distracted me a bit. Next up, we have Ethan Carter III bringing Rockstar Spud out to the ring to see if he's going to fire him or not. They plead. Rockstar Spud says all his stuff. Ethan Carter III runs him down. Spud sticks up for himself, smacks Ethan back. Ethan says he likes his moxie, fires him anyway. So we see his face turn coming for Rockstar Spud. I think he's going to be an awesome face. The goofiness, the gimmick, I think he'll get over well in that part. And Ethan Carter III, another guy that you could put in that Samuel Shaw and Bram area of the future of TNA. Another guy that I think is solid in the ring, solid on the mic. Could be someone that the future is built on as well. Last but not least, the fourth match in the series. It was supposed to only go 3. The Hardys versus Team 3D versus the Wolves and Full Metal Mayhem, which is basically their version of TLC. A very good match, just as good as the other 3. The Wolves pick up the big win, winning over the 2 legendary tag teams. I think this is going to cement the Wolves as one of TNA's big megastar teams going forward to the future. I enjoyed what they did here. It's hard to say who the next challengers will be. Maybe Storm's group. Maybe 3D, maybe the Hardys still. Maybe the Bromans. Who knows? But either way you cut it, I thought this was a good main event. Good fun feud that they've had, a 3-way feud, which are kind of hard to pull off sometimes, but they've done well. Gave us 4 excellent matches. What can I say? It was very enjoyable. Coming off of that, we're going to go into our ratings for the week. We have a 1 to 5 scale here, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. 1's a Dixie Carter, 2's a Rockstar Spud, 3 is a Gunner, 4 is a James Storm, 5's a Bobby Roode. I'm going to give the show a 5 of Bobby Roode. I was thoroughly entertained from beginning to end. A little bit of a hiccup in the beginning segment. Other than that, I thought all the matches were good. I think the backstage segments added to the matches. I think the interviews in the ring added to storylines. To me, it kept my interest all the way through. In stark contrast to Monday Night Raw, which I was bored the whole way through until The Rock came out, this kept me interested, kept me excited, kept me wanting to watch and see what was going to happen. But basically, that's all I have to say about this. My name is George Coles, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.